Uh, Hello all and welcome in. Today, what you can see on my screen is something that we are going to solve real time, and this is basically an output. So you can see an output over here, where we have got basically the network interfaces and its corresponding values, right? In order to find out a specific version, specific, let's say. The output. So let's say now it's a real time, or you can say it's a type of real time problem that can be put to you in during the interviews. So how to sort it out. So let's say the interviewer asks you to find out the addition of, let's say, uh, you have to do the addition of the CIR over here and the CIR over here, right? So somewhere around this, right? So how you would do that? So let's say you have to first identify the rows, and based on the rows that you have identified, you will have to find out the addition of committed information rate over here in the DBA, and then the committed information rate over here, and then you have to put it out like this, right? So let me do one thing. uh, Let me do this as BE. I will do as AF. Okay, I will do it as AF1. Something like this, so that everything is in order. So we are going to expect an answer something like this, and this will be the input value, right? This is the output that you have received. So let's say you have run some command, you've got this output. Now in this output you have to filter out the streams that are carrying the priority of EF, right, which is basically in terms of US it's the expedited forwarding, and based on that you have to do the addition of the DBA CIR along with the CIR. So that is the question, right? And based on that you have to put out these two queues into the uh, dictionary based format where you have the keys and the corresponding values, right? So how you can do that? So let's start. Okay, so let me take two lists. I will take a port list. Okay, so take uh, DBA CIR plus CIR. So let's call this particular list as value. Okay, now what we can do is we can take from IO import string. Okay. Okay, so I'll let you know, what is the what is this particular string IO and why it is useful. So what we are going to do is uh, we are going to take an output string, and that will be taken as equal to string IO of the output. Okay, now for line, so what we are going to do is, like, we are not going to read it as character by character. That is why the string IO is used. We are basically going to read it as a line, right? And then what we are going to do is that our plan of action is uh, we have to split this into a particular list where we are able to fetch these values. So if you take this as a value, then this is the 0th element, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So seventh element is your expedited forwarding, right? So what we are going to do is for line in output, sorry, underscore str. Okay, so what we can do is we can first try printing the line, and then we can see what is the output we are getting. Okay, so let me run this first. So now you can see that we are getting all the lines, right? But these are not the only lines that we are getting, but we are also getting these particular lines, right? So they must be having some length. Like, okay, this one is understandable that this particular length is, you know, uh, greater than, I think, if we take EF, then it should be greater than 7. So basically all of them are greater than 7, but it cannot be for everything, right? So let us find out, what is the length of each line. Okay, so if I do length of each line, then probably I'll get the value, right? Okay, so just give me a moment. The length of the line. Okay, so I am getting the length of the line. That is okay, that's cool. uh, but if I try to do the values over here, right? So let's say this is 1, then this is 1, then this is 1. So it could be, the uh, so if I do line dot split, what value do we get? Length is okay. So you can see that length of all of them is not equal. So this one is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But if you would see, this particular line is just having one element, right? So we'll have to take only those particular elements or those particular lists where we have you know uh, more than 7 elements, because it starts with the 0th element. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have to take more than 7, right? Okay, so let's go. And then what we have to do is, instead of this, I'll have to do uh, get value is equal to line, sorry, is equal to line dot split. Okay, so now I have got the value like I was showcasing it to you. Now if length of get value is greater than 7 and get value 7 is equal to EF, print get value. Okay. So if I run this, what would I get? Now you can see, instead of getting all the particular lines which we were getting earlier, this was the first phase. In the second phase we converted it into the list. In the in the second phase, right? And in the third phase we basically took only those values, where the list is going more than 7 elements, which is basically crossing this. So basically we were able to take them, and on that also we have put up a filter that, whichever line is having expedited forwarding or EF, we are only going to consider those particular values, right? So that's one. Now what we are going to do is, when we are getting these particular value, we are going to first take the port values, right? So port value is on which value? 0, 1, 2, and 3. So on the third one we are basically having the port values. So what we are going to do is, we are going to append the values of the interfaces into a particular port, sorry, into the port list, right? So append let me put a hash, let me put the proper marking also, get those list whose elements are more than 7 and uh, on priority element. So basically this is the pawn priority element is EF, right? So that we already got, right? Then secondly, append the interfaces to port list. So that is your get value 3. So what we have to do is we have to do port dot append uh, get value 3, then we'll close it. And now you have to remember one thing, that we have to do the addition of uh, the DBA CIR, and then we have to take the value into the value list. Okay, take port value in port list, just making it more self-explanatory, and take combined value of DBA CIR plus CIR in value list. Okay, so now you can see over here that there is one corner case. What is the corner case? You can see that these values are in integers, but if you will take your uh, attention towards the CIR column, you would see that there is a hyphen value, which is basically not an int value over here, right? So what we have to do is we have to sort out these values so that it does not causes you a problem. And let's say we can also expect this hyphen value coming here also. If it comes, then it's a problem for us. So let's say if get value it's the 8th element and the 10th element, right, is equal to 0, so we have to consider get value 8 as 0. Sorry, is equal to hyphen, right, single hyphen. Then we have to treat it like 0, and if get value 10 is equal to, sorry, is equal to hyphen, then you treat this value as also, I think I'm doing a mistake over here. Yes, because of that. Yeah. So you'll have to treat get value 10 is equal to 0. So if uh, so if dbacir is equal to hyphen treat it as 0, and same thing for the other one also. So let's say if CIR value is equal to hyphen, treat it as 0. Okay, so that is the intent over here. Now after that we have got this point, we have to do addition, right? So I will put addition, which is basically add GBA, CIR and CIR. Okay, so we have to add them. So addition is equal to integer of get value 8, right, and integer of get value 10. And then we have to, you know, add this or append these value. So we'll get two value in the ports, right? That will be auto sub 1x1 and 3x1 because they are the ones that are corresponding to the 1x1. This one will be coming from the EF and this one will be coming from the EF because the priority pawn priority is the uh, sub 3x, right? And then if we do this, we have to append these values to the list. Not append, addition. Okay, so this has been added. Now what we can do is we can print the value of port and value. So what I'm going to do is print port and print value. Let me hash this out, the top one, to get the value, and let's see what values we are getting. Okay, so let's run this out. Okay, object is not successfully append. Port dot append get value 3. There's something wrong, it's not working. Line 43, I'll have to check. So let me go to the line 43. Okay. Okay, so what did I do? I did was get value. Okay, port dot append. Okay, so this is not correct because I have to use the values, and I think I missed it out here also. It will be simple practice, right? Now we can run this. Yeah, so now you can see that we have got the same value 896 and 896, and why we got this values were that when you add 384 with 512, the value that you are going to get is 896. So this was the expected answer that the interviewer was expecting from us. Now the last part to it was that we have to convert it into a dictionary format, right? So what you can do is you can take a dict and then you can make it as a dict output. So I'll just write print port value, print port list, and then print the value list. And then after that what you have to do is take the dictionary output. Okay, so dictionary output is basically taking the output of the dictionary. So convert so what you are going to do is you are going to do dict output is equal to dict of zip of port and value, right? So basically what it is going to do is it is going to combine port and value in this particular. It is going to zip it out, or it is going to combine it like the key and attribute, and then it is going to display it in the dict format, right? So once you do the print of dict output, you should be able to see your output now. Okay, so now you see the particular output coming as in a dictionary format, right? So that's all from my side, guys. I think this was the very good explanation of the questions that are asked to you in the interview, and I know maybe my solution is a bit, you know, uh, intermediate or a beginner level, but yes, you can further uh, make this simple solution or simple problem as best way to maybe you can shorten out the length so that the program becomes much more easier to interpret, right? So that's all from my side. I hope this has been an informative session, and I will see you into the next video. Thank you so much.